How to make the most out of a basic 4-chord progression. Let's take simple chords and spice them up with sus chords at 9 chords. I'll introduce arpeggios and syncopated rhythms. I'll show you left-hand voicings that sound like film music. We'll add some ostinatos and pedal tones that make you sound like a pro. And aside from using rock patterns, I'll show you how to play in a gospel style using slash chords. Hey there and welcome to this piano tutorial. In today's video I'm going to show you 20 ways to make the most out of a basic 4-chord sequence. So I put together a list of 20 exercises that you can use at home to spice up your playing, get some musical freedom and express yourself. So let's dive right into this. So let's take a look at the basic 4-chord sequence. To keep it simple, we will stay in C major, so we're only going to use the white keys. And the 4 basic chords are C major, F major, G major and A minor. So let's see how this sounds when we put it into a rhythm. So we play a 4-bar sequence, every bar 1 chord, played 4 times. Okay, now let's find a different sequence. So we will put those chords in a different order. And I think one of the most popular orders is A minor, F major, C major, and then G major. So otherwise known as the 6-4-1-5 combination. Let's see how this sounds when we change inversions. An inversion is when you take the lowest note of a chord and move it to the top. So A minor in the first inversion looks like this. And then to keep it more easy, we will only change the notes that we actually have to change. So we move through different inversions from A minor to F major. Only one note will change. From C major to G major, 2 notes will change. You know what? Let's add sus4 and sus2 chords. I'll show you what that is. So take a simple triad that consists of the root, the third, and the fifth. Now we suspend the third. That means instead we will play the second or the fourth note, like this. That's a sus2 or a sus4 chord, and we can use them freely on all of these chords. Okay, let's play an add 9 chord. An add 9 chord is a triad with an added 9. So it's 4 notes at the same time. And the 9, also known as the 2, is between the root and the third. So a C add 9 is C, E, G, and the D. Of course, we can do this with all chords. Sounds even more beautiful when you use it in different inversions, like this. Now to spice things up, let's try a broken chord rhythm. So now we're not going to play all 3 notes at the same time, but create a rhythm playing the upper 2 notes against the lowest note. Now here's what I call a pendulum. A pendulum is taking 2 notes and just playing them in this pendulum motion. Have you ever heard of an arpeggio? Well, an arpeggio is taking all the notes from a chord and playing them in a sequence, so note after note. So if we take the C major chord, for example, and take the notes C, E, and G and play them in this motion, C, E, G, E, C, that's an arpeggio. Of course, using the sustain pedal helps a lot to create this beautiful sound. Now let's take a different rhythm and take this arpeggio to the next level. This is what I call the 3-3-2 pattern. So we will play this rhythm. So we're playing these notes from top to bottom, 5-3-1, 5-3-1, 5-3. So it's a 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2 rhythm. To make this a bit more challenging, I'm going to use the left hand and play accents. So every time my pinky plays these high notes in this 3-3-2 pattern, the left hand will support by playing octaves in the bass. Alright, let's see what we can do with the left hand using an arpeggio. Here's a very simple arpeggio, which only uses the root, the fifth, and the octave. So. Let's add a melody to this, and for simplicity I'm going to stay on this 5-finger scale here. So I put my thumb on C, and I'm just going to try what happens if I play these 5 notes. I'm going to move my right hand to F position, and let's see what happens if I play some melody notes up here. Here's another cool left-hand technique, using the root, the fifth, and the third in these large intervals. Let's add some passing notes in the bass. So we have this 4-chord sequence from A minor to F, then C, and then G. And let's see if we can go from one place to the next by adding a passing tone. So, from A minor to F, we actually skip a note, but we could play this note in the bass. Let's say in the first bar on the last beat, like this. Let's try this one more time. Let's see what happens when we do the same thing with the right hand. So we play an A minor chord, and then we play an F major chord. And you can see we jump, but we go across G. So why don't we try playing G as a passing chord? Let's even try a chromatic version. So from G we go to A minor, And we could possibly try and see if we can go over the G sharp. Next up, let's try and play these chords with both hands, and we divide these notes up. So the left hand will play the root and the fifth, and the right hand will play the third and the octave. That's a very distinctive sound, and you can use this shape over all chords. And what's best about this version is that you can have some movement in the middle notes. So the root and the high octave, they will stay all the time. It's the middle notes that will move. So you will do this with either the thumb or the index finger. And let's try and move both of these notes in the same direction. So in a C major chord, so let's play this in a rhythm. Let's play a pedal tone to create more tension. So the pedal tone is a tone that won't move while others will move. And typically we use that in the bass. Let's see how this sounds when we play a C pedal tone, and then we will play the A minor, the F, the C, and the G in the right hand. Let's try an F pedal tone in the left hand, while the chords in the right hand will change. Let's turn things around, and I'm going to play something that's called an ostinato, which is a repetitive figure just like this, which will stay on these two notes while the left hand will move through our sequence of A, F, C, and G. Here's another version of an ostinato. Let's try some bass syncopations. Now we're going to go into some rock territory, and let's see. Or like this. So the right hand will play all the downbeats and be kind of our metronome. The left hand will play the offbeats. How about some moving octaves? Let's add some grace notes to these chords. And a grace note is something very small but has a significant effect to the sound. It's kind of an ornament and can be something like this. This grace note is a sus2, which then resolves to the major or minor chord. So this first grace note sounds like this. So it's actually a sus2 chord, which then will be resolved to the major or minor chord. You're going to have to do this real quick. When you do this in first inversion, it sounds even better. You can also slide into a few notes. So let's take the C major chord. So we slide from the D over the D sharp to the E. And we do this, the D with our second finger, and then with the third finger we do this slide from the D sharp to the E. Let's play these chords in a gospel style fashion. Now we have these four chords, A minor, F, C, and G, and now every of these chords will get a partner. So the A minor will get the G major, the F major will get the C major will get the D minor as a partner chord, and the G major will get the A minor. So we can always go from one chord to the next chord while the bass will still stay. Now finally, let's do a slash chord. So a slash chord is when you have something in the bass but a different chord on top. So let's take the A minor. We can put a C on top of the A. So that's a C triad over an A bass. Let's take a look at the F. So we can play an F in the bass, but the right hand can play a C major. Let's take a look at the C major chord. So the C major chord can take a C in the bass, and let's play a G major in the right hand. Finally, the G will get an F, so it's an F triad over a G bass.